first talk about sort of this new initiative that you have underway and sort of the more equalizing within the LGBTQ community that you're looking for within the crypto world.
It's called UnicornDAO, and they bring together one of the biggest minds, influencers, artists, collectors in the digital arts space to close the gender gap. Artist thinking is that crypto and digital space promise to build a new world, and a lot of people in this space believe that the new world has to be more open, accessible for everyone, equitable. And we believe that if we bring together in the room one of the most influential people in the space, people like Beeple, Sia, Bored Apes Yacht Club, Grimes, Pussy Riot, and a lot of other prominent artists in the space, then we are going to be able to establish a new paradigm. And everyone else who's going to come to Web3 later are going to be following this model of the world that they're going to be able to build, where women are equal men.
I'm really curious about diving into that a little more. Your website also for UnicornDAO points out some of the issue here, Nadya, that there is not a lot of diversity in the space yet. So when you're getting together with all the members of this DAO, how do you defeat this problem, and are there challenges to doing so?
We get together on weekly calls. Sometimes we do parties. When it comes to membership, we try to make sure that we have at least equal amount of members, and we have systems in place that help to maintain that. Like, for example, we have a sponsorship program that is sponsored by MoonPay. So there are a number of female artists who are not able to contribute 50 ETH for a seat. So instead, MoonPay pays for them. When it comes to in real life events, we obviously prefer to party with girls and LGBTQ plus people. So we also always maintain people who we watch people who we invite. So it's like it's never a crypto bro party. I think this is one of the biggest problems in Web3 and crypto, that the culture that is created by crypto bros are just so repulsive for a lot of people from the outside, and it doesn't allow NFTs to really scale and reach mass adoption.
And what a story. I mean, this was launched in the 10-year anniversary since your arrest in Moscow for an anti-Putin protest. And I'm wondering if you'll talk a little more about the power you found in crypto to bring people together, especially because you were such a big part of what had raised money for Ukraine through the DAO world.
I've always been connected with the world of technology, because I believe that in order to be good, effective activists, you have to be also smart about what's going on in the tech world. So I love to use whatever this world gives us in order to achieve better results as an activist. So with the same mindset, I came into crypto. I started to actively work in the beginning of last year, but my core ethos didn't change really over the last 15 years. I started to be feminist and anti-pushing and anti-authoritarian activist 15 years ago. So doing the same thing, trying to achieve the same goals, but with new tools. And for example, when the war in Ukraine started in the end of February, we put together UnicornDAO, and I'm one of the co-founders of the UnicornDAO, and we were able to raise $7 million just in a few days and disperse those money in the next 24 hours. And crypto allows for transparency, speed, and efficiency that's not really seen before.
The sort of argument against that, though, has been sort of the high-flying NFTs, high-flying crypto. It's come down a lot in terms of price. Are you worried about entering and continuing in this market when prices weren't what they were a few months ago?
I'm not worried, because I'm here for different reasons. I'm looking at crypto as a tool for activism, and nothing really changed in that instance. I also think that there are a lot of use cases of Ethereum applications for building better governance models. And the founder of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, he talks a lot about that. So I'm actually looking forward for decoupling lust for money and crypto, and looking at crypto. And I think this this current market allows us to actually take a look at crypto and try to find something better and more interesting, deeper than just means to get rich.
You know, speaking of deeper reasons for cryptocurrency, one of the things that your DAO has talked about is reproductive rights and what you've called the Summer of Rage in the release out here. So how do you see that playing out for members of the community to really talk about reproductive rights in the United States?
We are working currently on the auction with Christie's, and the auction is going to be revolving around the topic of reproductive justice, and big portion of what we're going to be able to raise, we're going to be donating to various reproductive justice organizations in the US. And also we are in conversations with various organizations like Planned Parenthood and Women's March to see how we can actually help them to onboard their members to Web3, to hopefully provide them better governance tools and also fundraising tools for their goals.